Shane Van Gisbergen has been the superstar everybody has been talking about in NASCAR, and his recent move will truly blow you out of your mind. His debut win on Chicago's street circuit didn't go unnoticed by the big fish in NASCAR, and now they are ready to offer him a contract that he would have only dreamed of a couple of weeks ago. Which teams are most likely to sign Shane? And have we truly witnessed the making of a superb NASCAR driver after just one street circuit in Chicago? We have a lot to cover in this video, and there is one promise we can give you from the very start. We won't waste the next 8 minutes of your lives. NASCAR's latest race in Chicago has left everyone amazed and in awe as to how the championship could be racing in such unique circumstances in the narrow streets of the Windy City. Although the shenanigans of Bubba Wallace have almost stripped us of seeing the biggest wonder that one could have possibly imagined, it happened anyway, as Shane Van Gisbergen, the debutant in NASCAR, won his debut race. Yes, this sounds like a fairy tale for the Aussie, and he himself said that he didn't expect the results he did. But now that he has drawn so much attention to his profile, there's a huge opportunity to see him racing in NASCAR from 2024 onwards. And not only that, SHR and JGR are two of the major teams that are interested in signing Shane Van Gisbergen, meaning that from the very start of his NASCAR career, if he were to sign a contract that would see the Kiwi racing in 2024, he would have an immediate chance to fight for the championship in one of these two competitive cars. That would only get more interesting from this point on, because many have tried to downplay his chances of racing in NASCAR next season due to his contractual obligations to 888, the team with which he won 3 championships in the Supercars division. However, Jamie Whincup, the managing director of the team, has spoken on this matter, and his words are exactly what every NASCAR fan at this moment wanted to hear, as he went on to elaborate. He's only contractually bound to us for next year, but me sitting here right now, of course, I'm trying to run the business as well as I possibly can, and I need the best drivers. But if any driver, engineer, employee came to me and said, "Hey, my dream is to go to the other side of the world and do something else," then I'm not going to stand in their way, am I? Okay, so the first mystery has officially been solved. Van Gisbergen is open for a move in NASCAR if he chooses to. But there are still some things that might hinder his ability to professionally drive one of the hardest and toughest vehicles in the world of motorsport. And as the old saying goes, one bird does not bring the spring to our porch. Well, we are definitely hopeful that what Van Gisbergen has shown in Chicago is not a one-race wonder, and that he has a lot more to contribute to the championship, as winning 3 titles in the Supercars division is a feature that should not be undermined under any circumstance. NASCAR is not really oriented towards the types of tracks that Van Gisbergen has just dominated. Yes, it's very impressive that he won against drivers like Hamlin and Busch, with the former calling him an effing athlete, after the amazing performance in Chicago, but the race was new to everyone, so the Aussie caught everyone by surprise. I know what you're thinking, it's new to him as well, right? Well, that is a fair point, but he has yet to prove that he can beat these bad boys in the more traditional oval circuits, where they have built the majority of their experience and racing careers. Nonetheless, when you have one of the greatest drivers in the NASCAR world right now, Busch and Hamlin, complimenting you on your driving style, it's safe to see that your future is within American motorsport racing, and right now, 2 teams are in the fight for his signature. But before we go into that, let's see what the former Candyman had to say about the dominance that was displayed by Van Gisbergen, and get to our main point: why everyone believes that the Kiwi has outgrown the Supercars series and is now bound to accept this bigger challenge that comes in his racing career. Obviously, Busch wasn't that happy to lose to a rookie in NASCAR, as any other driver would be, but he does not shy from giving respect where it's due, as he went on to elaborate. Yeah, obviously being a rookie to NASCAR, yes, but not being whatsoever a rookie in road racing and his expertise that he has. That's what he's grown up doing. That's what he's done his whole life. Fortunately for him, he's done it in bigger, heavier stock cars, not lighter weight GT cars or some IMSA cars or something like that. He's probably, 4, 5, 8 years ahead of us in this sort of thing in the cars that he's done with the V8 supercars. I've worked with him before as a teammate in the Lexus program down at Daytona at the Daytona 24 Hours. Yeah, saw he was talented in that car. He is no slouch. I knew he would be good when he came over. So if Busch is definitely convinced that the future is bright for Van Gisbergen, that shows us only one thing. There are teams out there that have recognized the same pattern as well, and are now heavily anticipating his signature. But even though it's up to Van Gisbergen to choose, when you have JGR and SHR knocking on your door and offering you a seat from 2024 onwards, it's going to be a sweet headache that you'd have to solve in the next couple of months, as the time in NASCAR runs a bit faster when it comes to signing a contract and securing a sponsorship. SHR is currently facing 2 departures from the team, Aric Almirola and Kevin Harvick. Although the replacement for Harvick has already been named, with Josh Berry signing the contract with the team, Almirola is yet to find his successor. And this is a mission that could see SHR become one of the greatest teams in the future of the sport right now. A couple of months ago, there were rumors that the team could fall apart due to the absence of Harvick, as everyone bet on the 45-year-old veteran to deliver the results that he does every weekend. But now an interesting window has opened up for the team. Tony Stewart is definitely one of the biggest talents when it comes to scouting, and if he has his eyes set on Van Gisbergen, then rest assured that there is much more behind this story. Talks have probably been made, contracts have been established between each other, and believe me when I say that this is the team that we need to keep an eye on in terms of signing Van Gisbergen. Many are labeling SHR as a team that needs to renew itself with fresh force after Preece hasn't shown the results everybody expected from him, and Briscoe hasn't established himself as the dominant leader who would take over the reins from Harvick. On the other hand, you have two drivers from JGR that have their contracts expiring at the end of the season, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. Hamlin has already spoken extremely well for Van Gisbergen, and although the likely outcome of his saga with JGR would be that he'd extend his contract and FedEx would remain his primary sponsor, things could get complicated because he also has his Toyota 2311 racing negotiations to be finalized as well. These two teams are now going to enter in a heavy battle for the signature of the Kiwi. As Van Gisbergen said with his own words, his phone didn't stop ringing in the past couple of days, and it's very hard on him to make the decision of whether he'd move to NASCAR or not, as there is still the formal talk he needs to have with his current manager, Jamie. When talking about this matter, Van Gisbergen said, "My phone has been ringing hot, but I don't have any proper offers yet, obviously. I really want to keep going and try some more stuff in NASCAR. As I said, I'm committed to supercars next year, but obviously, I read Jamie's comments, which were interesting. I haven't spoken to Jamie yet, though. The Oval is a completely different world. I have no illusion that I'd go there and run up the front. That would take a long time. Obviously, you want to try, but having 6 to 8 road courses in the coming years, that's appealing." Just like I said earlier in the video, there's still a lot of places and ground that Van Gisbergen needs to prove himself on, and whether we like it or not, his one-race shock in Chicago could remain just that, a history of its own. While he definitely has the potential to be a great NASCAR driver and prove that the supercars can build your profile and prepare you for the oval rings in America, Van Gisbergen is not head over heels with his debut and is approaching this entire situation with a lot of grace and gratitude. What do you think would be the next move for the Kiwi? Let us know in the comments below.